Hello, my name is Maria Judnick, and I'm the coordinator of digital initiatives here at the San Jose State Writing Center. In this video craft course, we're going to be tackling the differences between primary and secondary sources. Today, with some help from the libraries at the University of Massachusetts Boston and Bowling Green State University, we're going to begin with primary sources. So, what are they? Primary sources are the materials on a topic on which subsequent interpretations or studies are based. More simply put, most primary sources are immediate first-hand accounts of a topic from the people who actually had a direct connection with it. They can range from documents created in the moment, such as newspaper reports told to reporters by witnesses, to speeches, poems, diaries, court records, and interviews, to research results generated by experiments, surveys, ethnographies, national census projects, etc., etc., etc. Other examples of primary sources include materials that might have been created later, like memoirs or artwork. Primary sources are important because they give researchers factual information, but they also reveal insights about how people at the time viewed and understood their world. Next, we're going to continue on with some help from the libraries at the University of Massachusetts Boston and Bowling Green State University to look at secondary sources. What are those? Secondary sources can cover the same topics as primary sources, but instead, they're often attempting to describe, interpret, or explain those primary sources. Sometimes, secondary sources can even use primary sources to argue a point or to persuade their readers on a particular idea. Examples of secondary sources can include dictionaries, encyclopedias, and textbooks, as well as books and articles that filter through primary sources, like biographies or reviews of plays. Documentaries can also be included in this category, although they often include photos or video excerpts that are considered primary sources. Now, it is true that sometimes a secondary source can also work as a primary source depending on a topic. Let me talk you through this. Normally, a science textbook would be considered a secondary source because it explains the field, but it doesn't contribute new knowledge. But if you had to write a paper on the history of science education in the United States, you might end up using a textbook from an older time period like the 1920s as a primary source to show how those books have changed over time. So we hope that this information has been useful for you, and don't forget that one of the best places to find primary and secondary sources here at San Jose State is at our library. Go do some research and then come visit us on the second floor for help with your paper. Thanks.